Hey guys, so today I want to do an overview and retrospective of the PlayStation TV or PSTV. So this is essentially it's a home console and it plays PS Vita games on your TV. And yeah, this is a pretty interesting device. Came out about 10 years ago, like 2014, 2015-ish, I would say. And really, it's so small and light and compact. If you consider it a home console, which I do, because technically it is, yeah, it's basically a home console version of the PS Vita. Yeah, it's very, very light and small and compact, and I actually used to use it as a way to just test an HDMI input for a portable monitor or something like that, because it's so small and easy to hook up. So yeah, let me just give you guys the lowdown on this device, because some people might not be aware that there was a device like this, because so Sony came out with it, and then like a few years later they discontinued it. It's a typical Sony thing that they do. They release a good device and then they discontinue it for whatever reason. They stop supporting it after. Yeah, that's what happened to PS Vita anyways, but the PS TV had an even shorter life than the PS Vita did. I think it only lasted like 4 years or something like that before they discontinued it. But anyways, yeah, first of all, it is a very small, light, compact device. It's really about the size of a portable battery charger, I would say. Pretty small, actually maybe even smaller than that, depending on the size of the battery charger you guys use. But yeah, it's fairly small. It's a PlayStation TV here. Cost about $100 US when it came out. But you know, it was pretty interesting to be able to play your PlayStation Vita games on the TV at home. This is like a few years before the Nintendo Switch came out, right? So previously, like, there wasn't like a handheld console like the PS Vita where you can actually play the games at home on your TV. And well, PS TV gives you a way to do that. So here you just have the Sony logo, and you have the LED light telling you that the console's on. So there's not too much going on there at the front. But on the side here you have the PS Vita game card slot. So this is where you actually can open it up, and that's where you can put your game cartridges in. And right now I think the game I'll be playing today for this video is Cinema Kagura Estival Versus. It can play most PS Vita games. Like, it even can emulate some of the games that have touchscreen controls and stuff like that, because it uses the PlayStation controller as a means of input. But it can't play all PS Vita games, because there's PS Vita games that require like the camera or the gyroscope, and those are games that the PS TV, sorry, can't really handle. There's just like games that other games that the PS TV for whatever reason just can't handle for some reason that to me doesn't make much sense. Like World of Final Fantasy, for example, that's a game for PS Vita that doesn't seem like it seems like it should run fine on the PS TV. There's nothing that makes it proprietary to PS Vita, but for whatever reason, there's games like that just won't work on PS TV. So in my experience, roughly about, I would say 70% of games, or 70-75% of games should work on the PS TV. Or 70-75% of Vita games should work on the PS TV. So that's just been in my experience. Okay, so on the back, that's where all the I/O is. So first you have the AC adapter, which is your typical Sony barrel charger adapter, one of these that used to get with a lot of Sony devices back then, like some of the old Vios came with these kind of chargers, and yeah, a lot of other Sony like phones maybe came with that kind of stuff. So anyways, you got a typical Sony barrel charger for that. Then you got the full-size Ethernet port for connection to network. You got a full-size HDMI, and you got this port. This is USB 2. It's just for connecting your PlayStation controller. So you would connect for me, I just use a PlayStation 4 controller to connect to it. And your memory card slot, that's for the PS Vita memory, which is proprietary. Yeah, this is one of the things that people didn't like about the PS Vita, is the proprietary memory, but you have the memory card slot there. So you can just easily, you know, if you have a PS Vita with a memory card, just easily transfer it over here to the PS TV. And you have the power button, and that's really it. It's kind of a small device, and yeah, really I consider it kind of like a home console in itself, because essentially it is. It's a home console that plays PS Vita games. So yeah, I'm going to demo it here. I'm going to be using my PS4 controller here. I'm going to hook it up like this. And yeah, so the PS4 controller, like the touchscreen on the PS4 controller will essentially emulate the touchscreen on the Vita. So yeah, let's. I've already have it turned on. And what I'll do is, so I don't really have a good portable monitor right now, but what I'm going to be using is the Genki Shadowcast device. So this is a device that I've reviewed before in my channel a few years ago. And essentially what I'll do is I'll connect to this. This was originally meant for the Switch, but it'll work for the PSTV as well. Any device with HDMI output I think it should work with. So I'll connect that to the back of the device. And so this Genki Shadowcast will enable me to use my Apple MacBook as my monitor, essentially. That's really what it does. So here we go. I got my Apple MacBook Air M2. I'm going to launch Genki Arcade here. Okay, so yeah, now I'm using my MacBook Air as the display because I'm using the Genki Shadowcast, and I'm using the Genki Arcade app to be able to output it. So yeah. Again, if you guys are interested in this device, I have another video up on my channel reviewing it. It's called the Genki Shadowcast. But yeah, essentially it's a way of making your MacBook, or actually Windows computers as well, turning it into a monitor, essentially. So yeah, this is the PSTV. And so my PS4 controller will work fine with it. So that's how I'm using it right here. It's got a little bit of input lag and delay, but it still should be fine for playing games. So I'm going to start Seven Kagura Dual Versus here. Okay. Marvelous. Yeah, and you got full volume here. Cool. Okay. I like using my MacBook display because the MacBook Air has a pretty good display and good speakers. So, I mean, I could just get a portable monitor, but why get a portable monitor when the MacBook Air is better than most portable monitors out there? Yeah, display on the MacBook Air M2, I mean. Okay, here we go. 戦乱神楽エスティバル VS 鈴木からだね。ゆっくり選んでくださいまし。Okay, so story mode here. 忍びの定め。Okay, we got a nice little anime intro here. Oh, 何よこの声。みやびちゃん、こっちこっち、こっち見て。こっちこっちじゃない。あんたなんて格好し。I think best we skip that part so I don't get something flagged by YouTube. Okay. All right. 痛いよ。リョーナ、大丈夫？ねえ、りょうびちゃん、今のもう一回やろ。バーってなってこんなに痛く。あんたね、りょうなちゃんをバカって呼ばないで。じゃあなんて呼ぶ？バカ犬ってよ。あんたと話してると頭が。そんなことより。そうだった。気持ちよくて忘れておきお姉ちゃんに会いたい。でもどっちに行けば。ほら見て、あっちに光が見えるでしょ。きっとあそこよ。本当だ。あそこに
にさっきの光る棺桶。でも絶対生き返ったんだよ。どうしたの？なんでもないわ。
Okay, let's
何か来たわよ。
kill some guys here.
りょうなちゃん、絶対頑張る。
Let's see how much the input lag from the PSTV and using the Shadowcast adapter affects this actually. I'm curious. Okay. Well, so far it's definitely still playable. I mean, definitely there is a little bit of lag. See, I press less. See, that's the amount of lag you got. So there's definitely lag. But I mean, I'm not playing a fighting game or anything. So it still should be playable. I'm not being competitive here with my gaming, so. Yeah, I mean, this is a hack and slash, so. Whatever. I mean, it's not competitive fighting game or anything. Or FPS, you know. You have destructible outfits, so they gradually lose their clothing as you do damage to them. Oh, they transform. Back from a magical girl transformation here. I smoked him too fast. Okay, oh, she's transformed too. Alright. Well, anyways, I just want to show off the PSTV. Yeah, the PlayStation TV is a nice device. For $100, I mean, to be able to play your PS Vita games at home is a really nice feature. And in fact, you don't even need a PS Vita to use the PS TV. You can just treat it as a home console in itself, right? You don't even have to buy a PS Vita. You can just buy PS Vita games and just play it on PS TV. You don't need a Vita. That's why I call it a home console, because it's not like tied to the Vita. You can buy Vita games and just straight up just play them on the PS TV. Yeah, I think it was a pretty nifty thing at the time, especially since this was before the Nintendo Switch released. So at the time, there wasn't too many like handheld gaming systems that you can play the same games on your TV. So it was pretty, I think, interesting for that. But yeah, it didn't last very long because Sony discontinued it after a few years. But overall, I just find it an interesting device. I still have it, right? Yeah, it's an easy way to to hook up to your TV. In this case, my MacBook, using the Genki Shadowcast adapter, to be able to play your PS Vita games, really, on any kind of monitor or TV or anything that accepts HDMI in. I think should be able to do it. So, yeah, that's it, guys. Let me know what you think about the PlayStation TV. It's a really small, compact device. Essentially, it's got all the internals of a PS Vita inside of this thing. So, yeah, I just find it pretty impressive. And, again, like $100, and PS Vita was like, what, 200, 300 something. So yeah, if you just want to play PS Vita games, then this could actually just be a cheaper way to play PS Vita games. Yeah, if you don't care about, you know, being able to play it on the go. So let me know what you guys think of the PS TV. I think it's definitely an interesting device. Like a lot of Sony devices, sometimes they make these really cool things and they just stop supporting them and then disappears, lost to time. So yeah, they stopped supporting the Vita and stopped supporting the PSTV. They supported it even less, unfortunately. But I still find it a cool device, and almost like a very easy way to even test the HDMI inputs of some of my monitors, because it's so small and compact and easy to hook up. So yeah, and if you guys like PS Vita, you know, that's another thing. I know PS Vita, like it's kind of like not such a good reason to play PS Vita anymore, because most of the games that came out on Vita came out on Switch too. But I think for the time there was some good indie games on here, and some like B Studio Japanese RPGs and stuff like that that were on the system. That would have been compelling reason to pick up a PS TV or PS Vita. Nowadays, like most of the stuff that was released on Vita is on Switch, so, or on Steam. So yeah, not so much of a reason to play PS Vita games anymore. But still, I would say a very interesting device for the time. And yeah, just want to make sure that people do remember that there was such a thing as PlayStation TV, and it existed, and provided a pretty easy way to play Vita games at home. So that's it, guys. Let me know what you guys think, and as always, thanks for watching.